he's kind of happy. so, so yeah, that's his kind of makeup.
Now, Harry and Joseph brought up two different things when we were talking about themes of the show that really stuck out to me. Joseph, you were talking about how people medicate themselves with all kinds of things in the show and in real life. And I'm not just talking about like chemicals and drugs and alcohol. I'm talking about like looking for things online, things like that. And Harry, you brought up our constant connectivity and our lack of privacy. And I'm wondering, on a personal level, after you finish a show like this, do you feel like there's a takeaway where you want to change your personal habits, like withdraw off the internet, maybe go straight edge for a while, as they used to do in the 90s, and put X's on the backs of your fists and whatnot? Maybe not that far, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I learned from this show the word solipsism, which I didn't really know what that meant before. And the idea of being on your own with your thoughts and indulgently, in the society's view, thinking of yourself on your own. And I realized if that was illegal, I'd be in big trouble. Like, actually, that is extremely valuable. And yeah, as an actor, definitely I do it more than I need to. But so coming away from that, I am now aware sometimes, I am being solipsistic. And I definitely have a slight awareness of it. That's a takeaway from the show for me, for sure.
I was going to say, I had to, I think the older I get, or maybe more experienced, slowly I'm becoming, I think having the balance of being open and completely playful and kind of brave to go for things, not just in acting, but sort of like, yeah, with the physical demands of being an actor sometimes, that what I really realized that I massively did on this job was try to be open, but also keep a certain part of my life that is not at work and not an actor, really protected. And I realized that because I had to be so sort of open-hearted and vulnerable as Lenina, there was a part of me that when I got home and everything was done, it took me a really long time to get soft. I was kind of like, so I sort of we finished right before Christmas, before the holidays, and I just kind of really had to take some time just with myself, kind of solipsistically, and just kind of reconnect with me and then my people. And then I was like, okay, it took me a long time to shed. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. It took quite a long time to kind of, yeah, took a couple of somas and I felt good.
The character of Mustafa is so, I mean, I was saying that I don't have any kind of empathy with her, but her ability to just be cut off from the rest of her society is I'm very good at that. And also her house is a bit of a museum. And I think mine's a bit of a museum as well. It's full of things from the past. And I don't know if that's a good thing, but it did make me look at the way I live, and perhaps I should be a little more sociable, actually, or I might end up a bit momded.
You're going the non-solipsistic route, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I think I need to, because I don't. Yeah, I'm not on social media. I don't do any of the. Yeah, I'm a real hermit, so.
Yeah, I think just to sort of, what the thing I take away from it is just to try and treat things with from more of a CJAC point of view. Not in terms of the bloody revolution that he was involved in towards the end, not that, but in terms of his kind of trying to, just live each life a little more, live each moment a little more in that moment, as opposed to worrying about the future and thinking too much about the past.
I got a question here from a fan, and they were curious about the differences and similarities of the show to the book, and if any of you were able to talk about those things that are different.
I think the way that David Weiner, the kind of showrunner, explained it to me is that the philosophy is shared in terms of the view of this society, and the rules of this society and the themes that are explored in a book through this setup and the basic architecture of the story. But then you zoom in and actually we have 9 hours of TV ultimately. The book is very short. So we take that framework and we, first of all, add something called Indra, which is the network that connects, and actually we understand better the technology that connects this society. Everyone is connected with their little Google eyepiece into their brain, and we're all kind of interactive. That's a first big change. And also the story within that basic framework of John, Lenina, and Bernard is much more emotionally and character driven in ours. The book is almost like an essay. It kind of sticks to the facts and looks on from a fair distance. We get right in and explore if these people are questioning their humanity, what kind of human or inhuman things might they do and feel, and it's explored. And there are new characters, like the Epsilons have a main face, which is the character of Jack 60, and he also goes through something in the first episode, which is at the heart of the whole story. So it's much more connected, I would say, and emotionally complicated. Those are the main, right? Is that kind of it?
Better is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Way better. Yeah.
And funnier. Definitely.
Yeah,
funny.
the book's not so much fun. I mean, it's fun, but it's not funny.
No.
There's definitely there were some laughs. Yeah.
The comedy I found really came from like the quirks and interactions of you guys as characters dealing with each other, like the glances, the asides, things like that. Those aren't the things that you tend to see in the book. That's just what you got to fill in yourself, what's going on in the background. Got another listener question here. If you could live in the Savage Land or New London, where would you live?
Savage Land.
Really?
Yeah.
They're all really miserable.
Rather than that superficial happiness that, you peel back the layers of that and there's...
No, just don't peel it back.
Well, that's the thing, bottle it up.
I would definitely go to New London for like a weekend or a month, or so for, a good orgy getaway of drugs and endless pleasure. But the lack of solipsism ultimately would get me and I'd be arrested. Yeah.
Just the toilets thing for me, man. That's why I would be.
Yeah.
That's exactly that was my first thought.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
first thought was sewage and hygiene.
I don't think you see a Savage Land toilet the entire series. Spoiler.
You don't.
But I imagine they're not great.
But there are no animals in New London, are there?
But there's no animals in the Savage Land. They all gone.
Yeah, there are dogs, Rodney.
There are dogs.
The deer beasts all gone.
The deer beasts.
That really stuck with me.
There was another deer beast scene that was cut in the end. Do you remember? There was originally a moment in one of the episodes where we were going to see a real deer beast, and we ended up shooting something else in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got one final question for you. And this is the banger. This is a good one. At the very end of the first episode, John is sitting there and he's listening to Radiohead, Fake Plastic Trees.
Yeah.
If you could have had any song playing at that point, what song would you have picked in that scene? Because I feel like Fake Plastic Trees is really on the nose.
It's so perfect, isn't it?
It's great.
So
but like,
good.
if it's for you, if it's your show, total control, Nina, total control. What do you pick?
So hang on, is it still the same scene and I just have to pick a different song?
No, it can be your character. You can change it. But
Okay.
in my head, it's like, what would John be listening to?
That is a banger of a question, as you say. However, that's really hard to answer quickly.
It's easy. Chumbawamba, I get knocked down.
Done.
I don't know why it wasn't that in the
You
first.
tune in for episode 2, you know he's going to get up and do, He drinks the vodka drink.
Yeah.
It's got to be I would take immense pleasure in like moments like that, in just in playing as a ridiculous song as possible.
Off the maggot dragon.
Just really bad, like the Macarena or Grease Megamix.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the Grease Megamix.
No, it's just like for how composed he is, then putting that over and then being like, it's earnest and it has meaning, find meaning, and then seeing sort of fan sort of theories as to what it
Oh,
would
I
mean.
hope someone makes a gif of it now.
Somebody is going to. I
Something
guarantee you,
over
someone's
that.
going to see this. They're going to steal your idea. They're going
Right.
to go on Reddit. It's going to go viral.
You
and
know
you
who we
get
should
none of the
ask
credit.
actually is Alden, because Alden has a music library of great volume. He would definitely pick some doozies. And I know that him and David used to talk about music a lot during the show. And David is a huge music junkie. It's a big, both the score and the incidental music is a big part of the show.
See, my wife picked Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. That was her pick. She said that would have been perfect right there. And I'm like, Marvin Gaye's perfect all the time.
I mean,
That
it's
is-
supposed to be something iconic, isn't it? You know, something that this mystery band from the past, but really something that defined a generation or something like
Yeah.
that. You know?
That's why I
Something
love that bit in the scene in the school bus when he's going through this ancient music that doesn't exist anymore. And he's like,
Yeah.
this guy's Mamie's Bachelorette mix. He's like, Mamie was ahead of her time. You don't know the difference between Radiohead and, you know, a Bachelorette mix. I love it. I think that's such a lovely, that's not in the book.
And they really create that sense you want to know what he's listening to because you
Yeah.
see this going.
And you don't hear him. You don't,
hear nothing. Then at the end,
I want to hear Mimi's Bachelorette mix myself.
I was
You don't even know who
that. I
he is.
need that.
Yeah.
It's probably Grease Mega Mix.
Hopefully.
Thank you guys so much for giving me
Thank
some of your time. If you haven't seen it yet, Sunday 13th, 9 p.m. on Showcase. Brave New World will be live and on demand, Stack TV and the Global TV app. Thank you guys so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
Cheers.